Imagine a sea of endless sand, Arabia, centuries ago. Its history isn't written in books, but carved in stone and buried beneath dunes. We think we know this land, but its past is a mystery. The stories of its people, gods, and forgotten kingdoms are scattered like pottery shards. This was the Jahiliyyah, the so-called Age of Ignorance. But was it truly ignorant, or simply forgotten? Great caravans crossed these sands, carrying spices, silks, and ideas. Poets sang of love and war around campfires, their words, their history. Arabia was not empty, it was alive with drama, passion, and spiritual hunger. The Romans and Persians called it Arabia Deserta, a wild frontier. But it was a crucible where cultures met and clashed. Deep in its valleys, people lived by their own rules and worshipped their own gods. Before grand mosques there were sacred stones, holy trees, and tombs of forgotten kings. Spirits and beliefs filled the land, a complex tapestry of human experience. To understand what came after, we must first walk through this world, listen to the echoes in the sand, try to understand the hopes and fears of those who called this harsh, beautiful land home. This is the world before everything changed. The story begins here. In the desert, survival was everything. For the Bedouin, life was a daily battle against heat, thirst, and hunger. Water was more precious than gold. A single well could mean life or death. You survived only with your tribe. Loyalty was the air you breathed. To be cast out was a death sentence. Honor bound the tribe together but also fueled endless cycles of revenge. A single insult could spark generations of blood feuds, remembered in epic poems. The tribe was a mobile nation, moving with herds, following the rains. The camel was their lifeline, the ship of the desert. Nights under the stars, poets competed, capturing the soul of the people. This life forged tough, fiercely independent people. They bowed to no king. Their leader was chosen for wisdom and generosity. Their laws were unwritten, their spirit untamed. Masters of their world, they valued freedom above all. The desert shaped them, resilient, proud, and always ready for the next challenge. This was the Bedouin way. Not all of Arabia was desert. There were cities too. Mecca, nestled in a rocky valley, was the crossroads of trade and religion. Caravans brought goods from empires far and wide, enriching the city. But Mecca's true power was the Kaaba, a simple cube, draped in cloth, believed built by Abraham and Ishmael. Tribes from across Arabia made pilgrimage here, worshipping hundreds of idols. The Quraysh tribe controlled Mecca, managing trade and pilgrimage, growing wealthy and powerful. Mecca was a city of deals, piety, and fragile peace. North of Mecca lay Yathrib, later Medina, a lush oasis of farmers and artisans. Unlike Mecca, Yathrib was home to a mix of Arab and Jewish clans, often in conflict. It lacked Mecca's religious prestige, but its divisions made it ripe for change. Two cities, one driven by commerce and faith, the other by diversity and tension. Both would soon play pivotal roles in history. Arabia's transformation would begin here. Pre-Islamic Arabia's spiritual world was crowded and vibrant. Most Arabs worshipped many gods, each tribe had its own idol. Mecca's three goddesses, Al-Lat, Al-Uzza, and Manat, were especially revered. Sacred stones, wells, and trees were believed to house spirits. The Kaaba was the center, a house of many gods, uniting tribes in worship. Religion shaped every part of life, from trade to politics. But monotheism was not unknown. Jewish communities thrived in Yathrib and Khaybar, and Christian groups lived in the north and south. Stories of Moses and the prophets were familiar, and Christian monks drew followers. Some Arabs, called Hanifs, rejected idols and sought a pure, original monotheism. Spiritual restlessness ran deep, a search for something more. Arabia was ready for a new idea. Arabia was more than tribes, it was home to ancient kingdoms. In the south, Yemen's Sabaean kingdom grew rich on frankincense and myrrh, building great dams and cities. But by the 6th century the south declined. Dams broke, trade routes shifted, and foreign powers fought for control. Yemen fell to Ethiopian Christians, then Persians, its glory days gone, but its legacy endured. In the north, Arab kingdoms like the Ghassanids and Lakhmids served as buffers for Byzantium and Persia. The Ghassanids, Christian allies of Byzantium, and the Lakhmids, Persian clients, often clashed as proxies. These kingdoms bridged the desert and the empires, sophisticated, militarized, but dependent on their patrons. As Byzantium and Persia weakened each other, their Arab allies faded too. A power vacuum grew on Arabia's frontiers. The old order was crumbling, the stage was set for something new, change was coming. By the 7th century, Arabia was divided, tribes feuding cities, thriving kingdoms fading. There was no central authority, no shared identity. Paganism dominated, but Jewish and Christian communities offered alternatives. The Hanifs searched for a new spiritual path. The old ways felt empty, a hunger for change grew. Wars between Persia and Byzantium left both empires weak, their Arab allies powerless. Trade routes shifted, economies faltered. Arabia was restless, a world on the brink. The foundations of the old world were cracking. A new leader, a new message was about to emerge. This revolution would unite Arabia and change the world. The age of Jahiliyyah was ending. A new dawn was about to break.